and welcome to Let's Keep It Real, Meet the Authors. I'm Alvina Ryan, and this is Khalilah Bruzual. Hi, girl. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing today, Alvina?
I'm excellent. You're looking lovely.
Oh, thank you, my love. You do too. I always love your head wraps. They're so colorful and bright. They're just part of your personality. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we're just so thrilled to have you here on Let's Keep It Real, Meet the Authors. This is like our second time meeting, and I'm so excited that you participated in this project and that you agreed to do this interview so that people could get to know you.
I'm just thankful that you even did the project in the first place, that there was something for me to put into. So thank you for the initiative, my love.
Perfect. So now, for the sake of the audience, we just want to let you know, Let's Keep It Real is spelled REIL, and that's for relevant, empower, inspire, and legacy. So we're just going to explore a little bit so you could get to know who Khalilah is, and just, sit back, enjoy, like and share our channel if you like it, because we're here to just help people learn about prayer. So, Khalilah, can you let me know, how is prayer relevant to you in your life?
Prayer for me in its simplest form is the communication with God. And so for me, prayer isn't a specific time of day or a specific action. It's just always talking to him. So if you know me, my friends will be like, she's talking to daddy. Like, you would honestly, if you were in another room, you'd think I was on the phone, because I talk to him like he's right beside me. I talk to him like he's my husband when I wake up. I talk to him, just thankful when somebody opens the door when I needed something, or how he keeps me, or how he prepares me. So for me, prayer is continuously talking to God, and listening to him as well. So it's that communication that goes between us. So that's how it's relevant and important in my life.
Excellent. And I love that you call him daddy. When you do that, it's kind of like it personalizes it and it makes it easy. And you don't have to think up stuff, and it's just a flow.
There is a West Indian song called He's My Daddy-O. And I actually had a dysfunctional family and an abusive father. And so I never really called anybody daddy or father. But when I heard that song and I heard the words of that song, I claimed it. And what's been very interesting is I've met very few people that call God daddy, even though we can call him father. But now that I call him daddy, and I'm always like, thank you, daddy, like this little kid, everyone's like, oh, I'm taking that. And I'm like, go ahead. He's everybody's daddy. Go right ahead.
Amen. So thank you. So we want you to be in your power. We want you to use some power words to describe you. So please let us know what you think of yourself and how you think you can describe your name with those power words.
It took me a minute to figure it out, but here goes. Are you ready?
Ready.
Khalilah is a knowledgeable helper with ambition, who is a loving and an imaginative lady, aspiring hope.
Wow. I think you have to say that one more time, because I didn't even expect that. I thought you were going to give us like one by one more time. That was beautiful. One more time.
Okay. Khalilah is a knowledgeable helper with ambition, who is a loving and imaginative lady, aspiring hope.
Love it. Love it. Love it. You need to use that more often.
I'm about to, thanks to you. I was like, ooh, this is good.
Perfect. So for everybody, what we're talking about today, and the book that we're using is this book, I Pray on Purpose Because. And Khalilah's part is taken on page 39, and she says, I pray on purpose because I feel distant from you. Khalilah?
Okay, so here we go. It says, Daddy, I purposely come into your presence right now because I feel distant from you. But it is weird saying that, because I know that you are actually not. I see you right now in my life, blessing me, keeping me, providing for me, ensuring that the snares from the enemy do not touch me. I see you still providing ways and opening doors that I could never even imagine, or that would have only had their knobs turned with your mighty hand. This is my proof in knowing that you are here because you have always been here. You've always been by my side. You have always loved me. You have always provided me with grace and mercy. You have always taken care of me, even when I could not take care of myself. Abba, my heart feels and knows there is a distance between us. I don't know if there is a sinful action I am committing and keeping me away from you in that manner. I do not know if the enemy is trying to find a way in. I do not know if it is because I am not ministering due to my limitations, though my heart yearns to. What I do know is that I want this distance to be gone. Father, I miss hearing your voice, speaking directly to me as I'm going through life. To hear you bestow guidance, direction, discernment, wisdom, and even some chastisement would be most gratefully appreciated. I would love to know what you think about what I am doing with my life, if the choices I am making and the thoughts I am having please you. I want to hear your jovial voice tell me that I am being stupid as you laugh at me only the way you can. Let me hear your voice that it is soft and speaks loving words of affirmation to me that tells me that you love me or when you are proud of me. I would like to hear your heavenly voice as you tell me when to sleep, take a break, enjoy the flowers, or that you want me to spend some special time with me. Your voice is what empowers me, leading me to stand and forge on. It is a breath of life to me and my peace beyond all understanding. Lover of my soul, I miss our space together. I miss feeling like I am snuggled right into your bosom. Please tell me, is there a reason why I cannot hear from you? Our relationship has grown so much that you are not intangible to me. I feel you around me and see you around me. I taste, touch, and smell you all around me. But right now, I cannot hear you. My friend, my king, my provider, from the bottom of my heart, from your child to her father, with a humble heart, I boldly approach your throne once again to say, take me through whatever journey needs to happen in order for our relationship to grow stronger and for an answer to my heart's request to be closer to you and to hear your voice. I give you permission to place people in my life who will be straightforward, open, and are led by you to speak with me in love and in truth. I ask this in hopes that if there are things I am doing that I need to stop, I can hear them because I love you and I know you love me. I ask even now for your help to stop my distracting and distancing actions. I give you permission to utilize any means unnecessary to make it happen. I just ask you to be gentle, wink. I thank you for always being available to hear me, and I praise you in advance for answering. Loving you always, Daddy's girl, Khalilah Bruzual.
Thank you. I love this piece. It flows so naturally. You can see that you put some thought into it as well. And, like even that you prayed for things like wisdom and, it was such a flowing piece. I really, really enjoyed it. So actually, what inspired you to write this piece in the book?
Truth be told, I was actually having a really hard time. This piece was literally my heart and words. I didn't know what to put in this book, Alvina.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to say. I was questioning it. I thought it needed to be happy and motivating and uplifting. And I was broken at the time. And I was just like, why can't I hear you? Mm-hmm. And all I heard was, this is the piece that you need to write. Because when we look at the book of Psalms and we look at David, there are times where he feels like right beside him, and there are times where he feels distant to him, and there are times that you're calling upon him. And I didn't say anything that people haven't thought, that people that have walked with him or try to be his children, they haven't thought. There are times we feel distant in our journey. There are times where you can be a child on the playground and, you're playing in the middle of everything and your father's on the wayside, but maybe he's turned and he can't hear you, or you're just trying to figure out what's blocking. And my journey with him has always taught me, sometimes when you can't hear him, always trust him. and always review what it is that he has done for you. So I already know that he's been there. He's proven himself. I just couldn't hear him. And I felt like this was the most true and most authentic place that I was at when I wrote this. And I realized that our vulnerability, one of my pastors says, being hot, open, honest, and transparent. If I feel like this and I love him with all my heart, what would someone else feel like? And would this be able to help them? And I was trying to give words that, in hopes that if they couldn't figure out what words to say, that they could read this or pray this and feel more comforted by it.
Well, I think you did exactly that. You gave them something that they could think about. They also got a different side to prayer because, we always want to say those happy prayers and there's those cry out prayers, and you gave a different angle to the prayers. So thank you very much for, just putting something that was different in the book, and so that people could understand all the different types of prayers. And even the fact, as I said at the beginning, that you called him father or daddy, daddy really being personalized. This is another angle. And you mentioned Abba. A lot of people don't know that these terms exist in the Bible. And so this is also good. You were bringing many dimensions to prayer. So thank you so much for that.
You got to thank God. You really have to thank God, because, it wasn't until the book was actually published that even now when I'm reading it, and even now when you're saying what you're saying, it's like, was I placed in that position to write this piece?
Holy Spirit.
and if that's what it is, then that's what it is. And I was just like, okay. And he was like, I just need you to write it as you are. And I was like, okay.
Perfect. Well, I'm sure it will edify the hearers. So
thank you, my love.
Thank you. And I'm loving that we're getting to know you. This is supposed to be a conversation, something casual, just really to see your authentic you. And I love that you're shining through your beautiful smile, but people want to know a little bit more about you. So just give us something else about Khalilah.
Well, you guys, they call me the overcomer. And that's because, like, honest to goodness, you name it, I've been through it. I've been through every type of abuse. I've been homeless. I've been in group homes. I've been a high school dropout. I've been through hell and high water. I didn't know God, I grew up as a Catholic, but I didn't really know God. And it wasn't until I was about 20, early 20s, that I walked into a church deciding that I was going to figure out who this God was, because life was really crappy at the time. And he's the reason why I smile the way that I do, you guys. Like, even though everyone might say, she's got this smile, he is the one that brings it out of me. And everything that I've been through has grown me. And about 10, 12 years ago, I started my ministry, My Life is a Testimony. And I've been traveling, and I've been working with the Seventh-day Adventist community, both in Ontario and with North America. And when I truly decided to give God my life, when I turned around and I was like, I'm not turning back. And I decided to, I guess they call it rebaptism, but it was just an act of affirmation of my real, like my wedding to him. I ended up in a car accident a few months later. Wow. And my car accident has actually left me with the chronic disease of fibromyalgia. So I live with chronic pain every day. I also get what's called PNES, psychogenic non-epileptic seizures. And when I had my slip and fall, when the ministry first started, and I was out, and that's how the ministry first started, because I had a slip and fall and I couldn't work for a few months. Then when this one happened, I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something. And when I look back, my first 10 years with My Life as a Testimony has been, advocating and motivating youth and young adults and empowering women. But now that I gave my life to God, he was like, I'm moving into a new section, and there's chronic pain sufferers. And they are in so much pain, and pain in so many ways. I want you to bring light, and that's really what I'm about. I have decided to live in my purpose. We question what our purpose is or what our life mission is. And I realized that my life mission is exactly that. My life is a testimony. if I have to go through hardships to prove how much God loves you, to prove that you can still make it out of anything, to prove that you can still leave a legacy, that you can still have a name, that you can still build upon things, that you can still help your family and your friends, that you become something great, then I'll do it. And there's so many other people out there that have already done it before us, you know, and I will follow in their footsteps to show people that God is great and it doesn't matter what you did. Like, honest to goodness, you guys, when I tell you that I've been in car chases, when I told you that I've dealt drugs, when I tell you that, you know, I've stolen, that I've had a criminal record, when I tell you all of that stuff, and you look at me right now going, oh my God, I would never believe it. That's because of God's grace. That's because of his love. So I will go through whatever I need to go through so that someone else understands the power of his love. And that's what I'm about, you know? So, but I'll say this one thing. The reason why I smile the way that I do is that his love has shown me freedom and it's given me power to step into who I am and to love myself. So that's why I smile the way that I smile.
And it's a lovely smile. Thank you so much for sharing. I didn't know any of that, but you know, I can definitely see how your life is going to be a testimony, and it is a testimony, and you're taking your pain and you're turning it to purpose. You know, I'm a therapist and I know what chronic pain is, fibromyalgia, and it's not easy. So even helping people, because people don't understand when you're in pain, and if you know, you could be empathetic to their pain, but it's different when you know what that pain is, and you can definitely help people overcome. Like you said, you're overcomer. So you can definitely help. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I know you touched a little bit on it. You sneaked in the word legacy. So that is the L of Let's Keep It Real. So, you know, you could answer this question any way you feel. Either how would you like your legacy to be, like in the future, or how can you live or be a living legacy?
Well, that answer for me is two things. One, my life is a testimony. And I didn't realize that. I actually had an interview about a month ago. And, you know, I was talking about leaving a legacy because I know what I want to do. And someone said, but Khalilah, you've already done it. The amount of lives that you've changed, the amount of people that love themselves more, the amount of people that are willing to trust God more or to walk into the purpose, you've already done that. Your life really is a testimony. So that is my living legacy. In terms of what I fight to do before I take my last breath, I've started a nonprofit for fibro fighters and chronic pain sufferers called Fibro Fighters Stand Up. And I want to bring awareness to the world for the chronic pain community, because there are things that the government doesn't know, or physicians they're not cross-conversating about, or there are things that, you know, people may not understand. And I'm blessed that when I have a conversation with my clinicians, they're like, wait a minute, I didn't know that. Or, you know, and they're really, but they honor me with allowing me to speak and advocate for myself, because they are like, she's fighting, we will fight with her. And if I'm fighting, other people want to fight. So my legacy is really to empower people to have their voice. And I do that through my chronic pain conversation show. I do that through my life coaching and my mindset coaching. But whether my name lasts forever, what I do and how I affect people is what my legacy will be. And that's what I live for.
Wow. Advocate. First one on the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do they find you? You have so many things, you're Fibro Fighters, the Overcomer. How do people find you if they want to connect with you?
Well, if you look right there, it says the Overcomer. And if you notice, it's at THEOVE, no E, just R. Sorry, THEOVERCOMR. And the reason we have the R at the end is because I'm rebellious and I'm real and I'm, you know, just a lot of different things. But you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I've also got my website, which is theovercomer.com or mylifeisatestimony.com. But as soon as you click on any of my social media platforms and you go into my link, you get access to everything else. You'll get access to my chronic pain conversation shows, which is a weekly show. You get access to my nonprofit that I'm dealing with. You get access to my coaching or my entrepreneurial services. So, you know, it's I'm a Jane of all trades, literally. But if you want to find me, just look for that name, The Overcomer.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
we have like a Wonder Woman, prayer warrior, advocate on the show today. So
Wait till I tell you the
nowhere
other stuff.
else would you find this in just one show. So please like and share, tell all your friends, because we have something to say. And each week you're going to be surprised because our guests are very interesting and they come from all walks of life. So if you're liking it, please share with your friends because someone needs to hear this testimony. So thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed this show. You were pleasure, joy, smiley face. I love it. So any last words? Do you want Annie to say anything?
I just, again, thank you for even having the vision to create the book. You guys, she's got another one coming out, support. And I personally have ministered or have mentored some of the people in this current book. And I'm so proud of their writings. So, you know, for whoever is watching this, if something is speaking to you, if God is speaking to you, if the Holy Spirit, something inside of you is moving to get up and write, get up and do something, follow in the steps of this lovely lady right here, Alvina, and move and walk towards your dreams.
Time for the real.